show, but I'll share again. I worked in the O.J. Simpson trial, and I worked with the prosecution.
Yeah, he voted against O.J.
And I was on the day that the not guilty verdict came out. A lot of the white people I knew saying, "Oh, this is an injustice. It's clear that the guy is guilty, and how could you do blah 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 blah." I was kind of a man without a country because I had a different view, and I went up to one of my black friends and I said, this really feels like the world's stacked against us. You can't even get a break. This was a lousy trial. There was no justice. And I looked at him and I said, you ever feel that way? That the world's stacked against you and you can't get a break?
He didn't start laughing then?
No, he looked at me and he looked right through me and he said, it's never been any different. And I knew that. He was one of my closest friends. And I looked at him. And I said, why didn't you tell me it was so awful? Because I can hardly stand it. And he looked right through me and he said, because you didn't want to know. And he was right. So what I would say to Jeff is I think to make the world better, I think we all have a responsibility to the underlying humanity that's underneath races, religions, cultures. And I think... and if we don't want to know, if we don't want to experience it, it's because it gets in the way of our own agenda.
But you know what?
I want to throw a challenge up.
Yeah.
Okay. So, because this is where I was going to go when you spoke.
Now you have the two white guys fighting in here. You see how that happened? Because I don't agree with what he just said. But okay, go ahead.
But okay, go ahead.
We have an opportunity here because that stuck with me, and it was a good thing to stick with me when he said you didn't want to know. I want to ask the black people in the room.
Watch it now. Watch yourself.
Everyone except the irritant next to me.
All right. Better recuse me from some of your
I want to ask
foolishness.
you, what is something that you
This is going to be great. 323-965-1600. Get to your phone lines right now. Let's go.
If you think about this, what is something that you think most white people don't understand about you because they don't want to understand it about you? Because if they did understand it about you, it might cause them to change their story about you and have to treat you differently, which would
badass kid in the class. Hold on.
Which would maybe be at their own disinterest. So, what is something and I just like to give this. I want a thoughtful answer. What is something that you think that many white, I won't say most, but many white people don't understand about you and don't want to understand you because we might have to change the way we think about you, treat you, and live with you.
Billionaire. That's good stuff. Bill Duke.
I think here's the question: How can I care about you if I don't care about myself?
Say more about that, Bill.
Grandma in our community now is 32.
Wow.
We are dropping out of high school at a rate of 48% before we graduate. There's racism in our own community. Dark-skinned people and light-skinned people have conflicts. The killings in, I think it was 6 months ago in Chicago, was it 74? Black kids killed each other in a matter of 5 to 6 weeks. So in terms of what we deal with, or supposed to be dealing with, we are not dealing with it. And I'll go further and say the shameful thing is that we do not want you to know, and we hide it under our sneakers and our watches and our chains, is that we don't have any self-respect. In other words, most men take care of their community. They don't wait for somebody else to do it. They don't call upon anybody except their own resources. There's a young black man online. Look under 29, 21, 19 black man. Okay? It's a 29-year-old black man. He has 21 children.
Oh, yeah.
By 11 different women. Takes care of none of them. So if there are things that we don't want you to know about, there's a whole list. In order for us to cure the chasm between us and other races, we have to, in some way, fill in the chasm within ourselves. And that's not occurring. We do it with superficial things rather than digging into the core of what our real issues are. And we talk about it, but we do not act.
So is it something you don't want us to... You don't want us to know about you or understand about you? Because part of what I'm hearing from both of you, as I see pain in your faces, I see huge pain at the internal struggle. I see huge caring for the black community. And so is it that you don't want us to know, or because, and that understanding helps me. I mean, I'm having a great time just in this conversation, just even looking at you and the energy. And
what I want you to know is I am the car that I drive, the sneakers that I have on, the chains that I wear. That's what I want you to know.
Wow.
Everything else is hidden. I had a film called Dark Girls, and it's about racism in our black community.
Excellent film.
And I was asked at a screening by a black woman, why are you screening this film and, airing our dirty laundry? Those were the words she used. And I said to her, with all due respect, ma'am, it's because it's stinking up the house.
Wow.